Hello everybody, and this is my second video for Magic for advanced players. And even though the subject today seems pretty basic, there's a lot of people out there who's apparently having issues understanding summoning sickness. I'm basing this on a lot of the comments I'm getting on my videos, particularly two of my videos, where some of you guys seem to be a little confused on how summoning sickness works. The Magic Wikipedia article, and this is from Salvation's Wiki actually, says summoning sickness is an informal term for the rule that a creature cannot attack or use activated abilities either with a tap or untap symbol if it has not been continuously controlled by a player since the beginning of that player's most recent turn. The logic behind the term is that a creature is so disoriented by the experience of being summoned that it has to rest before it can do anything more to defend itself or use simple abilities. So basically, what this is saying is a creature is cast and is put into play. It has summoning sickness. It cannot attack, and it cannot use its own abilities that involve being tapped or untapped. Now, of course, the exception to that rule is creatures with haste. Now, on to where this seems to be confusing some of the people who are leaving comments on my videos. The one issue I want to address first is that summoning sickness only affects creatures. It does not affect artifacts, and it does not affect enchantments, lands, or any other kind of permanents. It only affects creatures. The reason why I bring this up is because I've had comments from people on my Goblin Charbelcher deck, the video title went in on the first turn, wanting to know exactly how I'm able to tap the Goblin Charbelcher and use its ability the same turn it came into play, and they don't seem to realize that it can, because it's not a creature. Only creatures are affected by this, artifacts are not. Now, it's important to point out that there's certain cards out there, like there's enchantments that can become creatures, artifacts that can become creatures, and although they are not affected by summoning sickness when they are put into play because they're artifacts and enchantments, if you activate the ability or you trigger the ability to cause them to become a creature, if it's done in the same turn that you played them, then yes, they do suffer from summoning sickness. Other than that, creatures are the only spells affected by summoning sickness. Now on to another point I wanted to bring up. In my Magic 13 Weird Combos video, I show a Squirrel's Nest combo. I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with it. It involves basically two cards, Squirrel's Nest and Earthcraft. And basically, they're both enchantments. And Squirrel's Nest is an enchantment that enchants a land. And the idea in a combo is you enchant a forest with it. And the enchanted land says, or the Squirrel's Nest says, enchant land has tap, put a 1/1 green squirrel token into play. Earthcraft says tap an untapped creature you control, untap target basic land. The way this combo works is you enchant a forest, like I said, with the Squirrel's Nest. You tap the forest, put a 1/1 squirrel token into play. Now, it's important to realize at this point, the 1/1 token you've put into play has no abilities whatsoever. It's a 1/1 creature, nothing more. Okay? It has no abilities itself. The way summoning sickness works is a creature cannot tap to use one of its own abilities. If Earthcraft said all creatures you control have tap, untap, target basic land, then you would be giving your squirrels this ability, and therefore the squirrel would not be able to tap due to its summoning sickness. However, the squirrel is not the one with the ability. Earthcraft is the one with the ability. Earthcraft is saying it's part of a cost for it to use its ability. You have to tap an untapped creature you control. It does not care if the creature you're tapping has summoning sickness or not, because the creature you're tapping is not using one of its own abilities. Earthcraft is the one that's producing the ability here. And like I said, as part of the cost of producing the ability, it needs a creature to be tapped to pay for that. So I hope that clears things up as far as why the Squirrel Nest and Earthcraft combo are able to work, because summoning sickness is not an issue with this combo. And I realize this seems like a basic subject, but I'm only making this video because there's a lot of people out there who seem to be very, very nice people, and they enjoy Magic, and they seem to be pretty bright and intelligent people. But then they turn around and they say things um, that are really simple, but simple mistakes, such as summoning sickness, and escape. And I cannot figure out why. They haven't learned it yet, other than to say they've never played in a um, surroundings where people meet on a weekly basis and play professional, or not professionally. People meet on a weekly basis and play competitively, and you know, I think they're just sitting around the house playing with their friends for fun, and they never really caught on to the exact rules. So that's the kind of the point of the videos I'll be making. If the subjects seem really simple, it's because I'm trying to explain simple concepts to people who would otherwise probably already know this stuff had they been in an environment where they could have learned this on their own. So that's the kind of the point I'm trying to do with these videos here. So as I promised, I'm going to do a quiz right now. Imagine it's your second turn and you have 2 forests in play and you have no other permanents in play. You tap your first forest for green mana and use your green mana to play a Springleaf Drum. Springleaf Drum goes into play. You tap your second forest and you put a Llanowar Elf into play. Now, here's the question. You want to tap the Springleaf Drum and a Llanowar Elf to produce green mana so you can play a Birds of Paradise. Are you able to do this? Leave your answers in the comment section below, and I thank you very much for watching this video.